Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions about this watch. Today we are discussing the latest Breguet Marine automatic. This is the reference 5517, launched as part of the 2018 redesign of the Marine line in grade 5 titanium, 40 millimeters in diameter by 11.7 millimeters thick, lug-to-lug, 47.3 millimeters across the wrist. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters circumference. It's a great fit down the barrel, over the top, from a distance, and then the cuff shot easily sliding underneath the sleeve. I can recommend it because of its excellent fit and lightweight for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Here we have one of several bands available on this model. This is the factory rubber strap, black matte finish, a little bit of molding to create some visual interest on the vulcanized rubber. You can see on the bottom a little bit of evacuation to let the wrist vent, also the wave motif, which is a signature of this model line. Fixed the case using screws and bars. Good to see that. An expensive watch. This is more secure than spring bars. We have a double deployant clasp, also in titanium, with a combination of satin and polish, and twin trigger release, so it cannot pop open accidentally. You see the ship's wheel motif on the buckle. You'll see it again on the winding rotor. And that is to remind you that once upon a time, Breguet was the official watchmaker to the French Navy. In profile, we have a colonnade-like case flank with satin finish and polish on the double-stepped bezel. You can see satin, but also polish. A conical profile that's very shallow, and then a domed profile. We have these large integrated lug extensions, and then the wave motif returns as a crown guard structure. We have a crown with media blast and polished as a screw-down crown. The watch is 100 meters water resistant. There is a stop seconds function to set it to our reference time, and a quick set date. You can appreciate the attention to detail on the dial, the little trapezoidal date window. The outboard numeral is always larger than the inboard one. We have applique, radially arrayed Roman numerals, including a watchmaker's 4, modified Breguet style hands faceted down their center for better contrast against the dial base, which is anthracite and brushed. So it is a sunburst, but instead of emanating from the center, the sunburst emanates out from an imaginary center point below the logo. Now, it is a solid gold dial, and it is cut using a traditional reductive lathe. So it is hand guilloché or guilloché main. There's not a lot of cutting, but what is there is done traditionally. We'll do a loom shot. The watch probably has a lot more loom than you're expecting. Not just the hands, not just the numerals, but outboard indices and individual minutes. Quite impressive right there and easy to see. Flip it all over. Lamagna has been manufactured Breguet for some time, so this is a Lamagna/Breguet in-house caliber. We have a blackened and polished gold rotor with that ship's wheel motif, sunburst center over the winding bearing, and a 55-hour power reserve, 4 Hz beat rate, 26 pivot joules. We also have some modern tech in here, as we've got a free-sprung variable inertia balance, very shock resistant, also takes a very precise regulation. All timing adjustments done using variable inertia screws on the rim. Anti-magnetic silicone hairspring, also very resistant to temperature-induced timing changes. We've got a silicone escape wheel, which reduces friction, rotating mass, and also the need for lubrication. It's nicely decorated. The rotor is quite handsome with several finishes, textures, and tones. We also have stripes across the bridges. They're not traditional Côte de Genève. They're designed to evoke the deck of a ship, traditional teak deck on a man of war. The bevels are bright, mirrored, and credible. We have the same treatment inside the jewel sinks. We have engine turning in several different sizes, as you can see it on the recesses for these little peripheral springs, but then also on the base plate. Screw heads are polished. There's snailing on the outer edges of the bridges, and you can see locating pegs to locate the bridges on the base plate below. Those are polished on their top. And then you could see that the barrel cover features a dramatic solarization as well, so it's a good looking movement and a 55-hour power reserve automatic wound. Reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.